Right. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. So, first of all, introduce yourself.
I was born on 1st May 1984 in district Balia of Uttar Pradesh, and currently I am working in Indian Air Force, and I am about to complete my 20 years.
Okay, that's very nice. So, why you want to join IB if you are already working in one of our armed forces?
Because sir, when joined Indian Air Force, I have signed. There was a rule that I can work at least for 20 years. So as per that bond, I have served for 20 years. So I think enough I have given to the armed forces. So I thought, why not to use my exposure to work in some other organization. I think I have got enough opportunity and enough experience. So I think this can be utilized some bigger role.
Okay, that's nice. What you have learned so far from there? What that will make you someone different from other candidates?
Sir, I believe certain qualities I have learned over the years in the armed forces. First one is the multitasking. I think right now my job is I am working in the air traffic services of Air Force Station Jodhpur. So my job includes to supervise at least 10 people working under me at the same time, to deploy them for various duties, at the same time to monitor the RT, at the same time to look for any unhappenings, because I am responsible for all those activities. So I think multitasking is the thing which I have developed over the years, and this will be quite helpful if I join the IB as SISO. And while dealing with the, my job is to be a middle level manager between officer and the boys working under me. So I have to be tactful all the time, because at the one time I have to support my boys. I have to listen to them, but at the same time, there is certain instructions issued by my officers. So I have to tactfully have to deal both with them, because I cannot annoy anyone. The officer which is placed above me, I have to listen to them, but at the same time I have also listened to the boys with whom I'm taking my job. So I think being a tactful is a quality. I think this will be utilized even if I join the armed forces.
ओके दैट्स वेरी नाइस. इसके साथ ही साथ फ्रेंड्स आप इस बुक को ले सकते हो जो आप सभी के लिए काफ़ी ज़्यादा हेल्पफुल होगी, स्पेशली इंटरव्यू के लिए आपके. इसमें आपको 100+ इंटरव्यू से रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन आंसर मिल जाएंगे जिनको आप प्रैक्टिस कर सकते हो, जो कि आपके एग्जाम में ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा पूछे जाने के चांसेस है. आपके इंटरव्यू में मोस्ट प्रोबेबली ये क्वेश्चन पूछे जा सकते हैं. ऐसे सारे क्वेश्चन यहाँ पे आपको एक सीरीज मिल जाएगी क्वेश्चंस की. साथ ही साथ यहाँ पे आपको करंट और सिक्योरिटी रिलेटेड टॉपिक्स भी मिलेंगे इसी बुक में. आपको अलग से कुछ प्रिपेयर करने की जरूरत नहीं है. सारे जितने भी रीसेंट करंट एंड सिक्योरिटी रिलेटेड इश्यूज है वो सारे के सारे इस बुक में कवर किए गए हैं. साथ ही साथ जो है आपको ये लोएस्ट कॉस्ट में आपको ये बुक मिल जाएगी. एडिशनल आपको 30% डिस्काउंट भी मिल जाएगा. तो डिस्क्रिप्शन में दोस्तों लिंक दिया गया है, वहां से जाके आप इस बुक को ले सकते हो और अपनी प्रिपरेशन को और बेहतर तरीके से कर सकते हो. राइट फ्रेंड्स? So, do you know what is the role of IB with respect to India or internal security of our country?
Sir, I personally believe that the job of intelligence bureau is to gather intelligence about any threat which may happen in any part of the country, and same to be forwarded to the various organization, let it be armed forces, paramilitary, or any organization. I think IB works as a medium for coordination all those messages which they have gathered at the ground level.
Okay, that's good. So, what do you think? What are the present challenges that this organization facing in these days?
Sir, what I personally believe that government should allot more funds, and they should increase its manning level. I think if you want to achieve anything from any bunch of the people, the first thing you have to see their workloads, and you have to increase their manpower. That then only you can improve your output level. So first thing, I think government should increase the manning level, and second, they should increase its funding.
Okay, that's nice. So, if we talk about in terms of internal security, can you describe what is the nexus between organized crime and terrorism? How it can be more fatal for our country?
Sir, what I understand about the organized crime, like various organizations tell different thing about it. But what I assume that if any crime for where more than 2 or more than 3 people are involved, and with whom if there is punishment is more than 3 to 4 years, so that group can be turned as a organized group. They totally follow the corporate culture, where somebody collects the information, somebody they can collect any bank's activity like drug substances or arms deal or any kind of crime in which they different people are involved for the different kind of activity. And its linkage is, I think, directly it is linked with the terrorism, because if let's take the example of the terror funding. This terrorist organization from where they get the money? They get the money from the arms trafficking, human trafficking, or let it be drugs trafficking. So I think all those money they're funded through these monies only. And how this money is acquired? Through the organized crimes.
Okay, that's nice. So how it can be fatal for the country?
Sir, if we are not going to stop it before the time, I think this will be fatal all the time, because these are the terrorist organizations, those who are working against our country. So if their funding will not be stopped, I think this will be great damage to the nation, because it is very tough for any organization to identify those people.
Okay, that's nice. Now, are you aware of the term criminalization of politics? What do you actually understand by this term?
Sir, what I assume about this term is that there is a certain linkage between the, as per the media report, we have seen that there is a certain linkage between the politicians and the criminal, and because of this nexus, there are so many crime activities they simply went unchecked. Like we can take example of the Vikas Dubey case in the Uttar Pradesh. He was running such a big organized crime, and he was working since last 2 decades. So it is very tough to say that it was not in knowledge of any agency. So I think this one is one example. And if we see in our current politician, there are so many people we have heard that since they are not convicted, so we cannot say that they may be involved in some activity. But even if there is something like that, I think government should take it in the mind. We cannot tolerate such people at the big position. So I think both these things simply link us that criminalization the politics.
Okay, that's nice. So can you explain what is the basic difference between data, information, and intelligence?
Data can be any kind of data. Even if I say this is my service number, rank name, and my organization name, this can be a data. And information can be that if that data is for some particular reason. Sir, actually I don't know the its exact definition, but what I believe, information can be some certain kind of data which has some meaning, which has some objective, that can be termed as information. Like even in the armed forces, we receive some data from the IB and other agency, so we take it that there is some information, some threat about this, so this is information. And third thing is intelligence. If certain kind of information, if we get at the ground level, which can be a threat for the country, can be termed as intelligence.
Are you exactly aware of that term, intelligence?
Sir, just as per my experience, I am replying these questions. I mentioned that.
Okay, intelligence is different from data or information. It is related to your cognitive ability to solve problems, right?
Okay.
Actually, it is problem solving ability. How you solve that particular problem, that will be called as intelligence, right? Okay, that's good. Now, can you elaborate the term internet governance, or what are the steps taken by the government in this regard?
Sir, internet governance, I believe that in the imparting the governance, if there is use of multimedia or communication technology, can be termed as a internet governance. There are various, like if you see that whatever people are earning, means earlier there were a lot of subsidies and all, and now government is directly transferring that subsidies into the beneficiaries' account. So I think that can be one example.
Okay. What exactly it is? Can you elaborate more specifically?
I'm sorry, sir. I'm not.
Okay, no problem. So, what do you think? What are the arising threats to internal security of our country? What we are confronting in these days?
Sir, I think the biggest threat that we are facing that is the cyber threat.
Okay.
Because there are so many threats which is directly associated with this cyber terrorism. We can term it as a cyber terrorism. Recently we have seen the Delhi riots, or we have seen the farmer agitation. Everywhere cyber technology was used through fake news. And one report somewhere I was reading, it was showing that in the India nowadays, whatever content we are getting online, 60% of them are fake. And I think using this multimedia, this cyber technology, and these are easily used, exploited by our enemies of the country to divide the people, to create the disturbance, to weaken the country.
Okay.